All right, everybody, it's me once again, Alexandra, also and better known as Monica Foster. You probably know me from many of my past adult movies and my official website, monicaf.com. My old broadcast, which I still touch up on every now and then, monicaathome.com, which is still the title of my blog TV broadcast channel here, because I registered it under Monica Foster, so I guess that's what it has to stay. But today's broadcast is the very first broadcast of something that I put together just for people out there who work in adult entertainment, whether you be a porn star or a webcam performer or a sex worker, or maybe you're behind the scenes in the adult entertainment industry. I'm calling it Christian Pornstar. The website domain that I bought for this particular broadcast is christianpornstar.com. And if you ever want to email me, you can email me through christianpornstars, plural, at gmail.com. And I'll go ahead and put all these links in the chat room. Because throughout my journey in the adult entertainment sphere, I guess I've gone through quite a spiritual transition and awakening, and what I felt that I've come home to is my core, which is Christianity. Now, I'm not saying that Christianity is the only right religion or path to take. I feel that any path that's rooted in God, the light, and goodness is definitely the way to go. But something that I noticed in regards to specifically the Los Angeles porn industry is that many people try to separate adult industry workers from their core faith, whether they be somebody who follows Islam, or if they're Jewish, or if they're Christian, or who knows, maybe if they're Native American and they follow shamanism. Regardless, I felt that people in the Los Angeles porn industry try to separate people who decide to check it out and see what it's like from the light and from their true path, and they try to push them and sway them into the darkness via just concepts of despair, shame, feeling like they've made a mistake. And the whole point of this broadcast that I'm doing today, and future broadcasts that I'll be doing, which I will be posting on christianpornstar.com, is to let adult industry professionals know that God and the universe and the light did not intend for us as human beings to be perfect. If we were designed to be perfect, then our world would most likely be a far different place than it is. But I think that really the moral of the story of life and the purpose of life is to go through life, check out different paths, see what's going on, but in the end, realize that regardless of what you do, you need to have good intention behind it. And in my opinion, at least, that's what the true path of being somebody who walks within the light is all about. And that's where you need to come home to in the end. I still am a webcam girl. In time, hopefully that will change and I can merge into doing other things. But maybe it's not meant for me to be doing something different right now, because a lot of people, whether they be pro-porn, anti-porn, Christian, non-Christian, of God, not of God, a lot of times people really do try to make it seem like if you do take the path of working in the adult industry, that somehow you are not good enough or worthy enough of returning to God and the light and goodness and making a change for the better, whether it be in the adult industry or not. And that's something that sickened me, which has prompted me developing this broadcast, which I hope to turn into a movement. Now, I want to preface this show by saying that I am by far not an official minister. Not at all. ChristianPornstar.com is not an organization. I am not here asking you for donations or anything. I am just a girl who or a woman rather. Sometimes I'm a girl, sometimes I'm a woman. You know, it depends on the day. But I'm just a person who's here to ask some of you out there who might have come across my Twitter page or this particular blog TV channel to lend me your ears, listen. You probably won't agree with many things that I have to say, and I really don't care if you do or not. But if you do agree with at least some of what I have to say, all I am asking of you is to spread the message to other adult entertainers, to let them know that even though they haven't been perfect, because none of us are, no matter what we do in life, that they are good enough for whatever their faith is of choice, and that they shouldn't be afraid or feel guilty or not clean enough to return to the source of the light, which in my view is God. Maybe for some other people it's something else, because in the end that's really what matters. So let's see, what do I want to talk about today here? And again, if you want to check out the website that I'm developing for this broadcast, go to ChristianPornstar.com. I have several links linked up. Actually, let me bring up some of it right now. For those of you who maybe are interested in Christianity, but you aren't quite sure, Christianity has always, at least as far as I'm concerned, it's always been free to check out. I put up a link to a free Bible download on ChristianPornstar.com. You know, you should download it. Maybe, you know, it's very searchable, certain topics that might be on your mind. You should download the software and search things and see what, you know, God had to say in both the Old and the New Testament. See what Jesus' thoughts were. Because I think Jesus was pretty interesting. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, how can you be a professional adult entertainer and still think that Jesus will be with you? Well, you know what? Jesus hung out with prostitutes. So if prostitutes were good enough for Jesus back then I'm pretty sure that Christianity is open enough for people who work in the sex industry now. I think so. But let's see, what do I have linked up on ChristianPornstar.com? Let's see, well, I have a link to Porn News Today, which is my porn industry news blog. I have a link to my book, which is Getting Into Porn, the handbook. You can get that on Amazon.com. I mean, at this phase in my being, I really don't suggest that anybody embark on a path into adult entertainment. I actually spoke with a friend of mine, Dexter's friend, last night, and I'll share that with you later in the broadcast. A young woman who was contemplating entering the porn industry, and I turned her away because of certain circumstances, and also because I've learned that no matter what you do at this phase in the game, considering how unprofessional and rooted in Satanism the Los Angeles porn industry is right now, I could not in good conscience tell anybody to go into porn. I just can't. If some of you watched my last broadcast of Monica at Home, I did go into detail as to specifically why, but today I will go into detail as to why even more. I don't even think people should webcam. If I had not made my primary source of income webcamming, I really wish I hadn't. You know, my life would be much better. But I also link to, if you are in porn out there, and I'm not judging you if you are, but if you are, make sure that you check out a website called Adult Performers Association. Their actual website is adultperformers.org. A couple friends of mine run that website. It's very good. In my opinion, it is the future of what I see a decent porn industry as being. I also have the Pink Cross linked up. There are certain things in regards to the Pink Cross that I don't necessarily agree with, but I do believe that Shelley Lubben is trying, and if you are in dire need of assistance to get out of the adult entertainment industry, give her a call. I also link up to JC's Girls. I've never met anybody who has that organization, but I think that they're doing a great job in regards to ministering to women who are currently involved in the adult entertainment industry. And lastly, I linked up with Triple X Church. Again, I don't agree with them wholeheartedly, but I think that they're doing a great job in letting adult entertainers know that Jesus Christ is there for them. I'm here to let you know that not only Jesus Christ is here for you, but God, the source of light and goodness and love, is there for you if you just decide to open your ears and listen. I'll start with why I feel God is important for people to believe in. I got into the porn industry in early 2008. I'd already been working in the adult entertainment world beginning around 2002 as both an exotic dancer and a webcam girl, and things went pretty well. They went okay up until I took the leap into porn. I don't think that the porn industry itself is bad. The problem is that you have a lot of people working within it, of which align themselves with Satan, Lucifer, demons, however you want to call it. Many people who are attached to the porn industry, whether they openly admit it or not, do practice in things that would be considered ritual abuse. You can go to YouTube, in fact, if you're watching me at some point, make some notes or something, but write down ritual abuse, go to YouTube, type it in, and educate yourself as to what that is. Because those are practices that I witnessed firsthand within the LA porn circuit and people attached to it, and other things that I've heard of as well that I didn't witness. But those ritual abuse acts, they have to stop. I feel like in any industry, you have to have some sort of a balance between the light and the dark, good and evil, however you want to deem it. And right now, the porn industry, in my opinion, not just the LA porn circuit, other areas that it reaches into as well, are very heavily polarized toward the dark and evil. And maybe that's the point of me doing this broadcast today, is to try to inject some light and goodness into the porn industry. Because leaving and getting out is very difficult. You have to have resources, you have to have a support system, you have to have a plan. Hopefully you have some money saved. It's just very difficult to get out of if you don't have some sort of a spiritual base. And you shouldn't be ashamed or feel too guilty or not good enough to have that spiritual base, whether it be a belief in God or Christianity. And what I really noticed working in the LA porn circuit is that a lot of people who are professionals within it and on the fringes of it really try to make the performers or anybody associated with it feel like they're not good enough to ever go back, and that they won't be accepted. And that's not true. It is hard. It is a struggle to get out and get on with your life, because I haven't done it 100% yet. I'm still a webcam girl. But in time, I won't be. But if it weren't for my belief in God and Jesus Christ, which is my spiritual foundation, I wouldn't have been able to get as far away from that time of my life as I have. I just have seen a lot of young women and men working in that arena to where they feel like it's hopeless. They've just lost their faith. And that's the goal, in my opinion, of people who are associated with the LA porn industry specifically, because so many of them are rooted in something called the Ordo Templi Orientis. Google that and you'll see what it is. So many of them are rooted in Scientology. So many are rooted in things that have no faith or no belief in God. And their goal is to get you to completely turn away from God and the light and any belief in your higher self in order to get you on their team. Some of these people will even deem themselves as atheists. I had a certain atheist out there in internet land go out of his way to make a YouTube video about me. So I researched him, and then after I researched him, he wasn't an atheist. He was all talking about being on Team Satan, talking about demons, hell. If you're an atheist, unless I'm incorrect, you don't believe in anything. So if you're an atheist, why are you talking about evil and hell? It doesn't make any sense. It's because you're a liar. And that's what the entertainment industry and the porn industry is, for the most part. It's liars. Most people who work in entertainment and in porn who have risen through the ranks, they don't have any gifts. At least not from God. They don't have any creativity. They don't have any compassion. They don't have anything. And the biggest trick that the porn industry and the entertainment industry will ever do upon anybody is to tell them that their creativity and their gifts from God are worthless and that they're a dime a dozen. They're not a dime a dozen. If being an artist or being creative was really something that was a dime a dozen, then everybody would basically be a Michael Jackson. And that's not the case. It's a very rare quality to have. And the porn industry will let you know, and the entertainment industry, the Hollywood and entertainment industry as a whole, will try to tell you that your gifts aren't worth anything, so they can steal it from you and not pay you anything for it, and then resell it at a price that you could never imagine in order to further their own agendas. And that's not cool. Not in my opinion. So, let's see, what else do I want to talk about today? A lot of people, especially within the porn industry, will say, oh, there's no place for religion or faith or anything in porn. It's just business. It's just money. It's just, what it is. That's not true. And I feel like there's a lot of proof out there that that's not true. Mainly when you look at the porn studios' names. Many of the porn studios' names even are names which are rooted in biblical texts. One of the biggest porn companies out there, Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. Where do you think they got that name from? The Bible. It's like they're mocking the Bible. That's not very cool. Evil angel. Who's an evil angel? Lucifer, Satan. Wicked. It's like, oh, I'm going to be wicked. I'm going to be evil. It's so disappointing to me that so many of these, I can't even call them beings or human beings or people, because I don't believe that anybody who's turned their back on God and the light is a complete human being. I just don't, because they don't act like it. I don't understand how these entities can steal context from the Bible, name their companies this, and then anyone who comes to work with them, they try to turn away from grace. That's sick. It's totally sick. And it's not good. And as of late, I will say that a big reason why I decided to start doing this broadcast every Sunday at 3 p.m. is because I feel like a lot of the anti-porn people, I don't agree with them entirely, because I'm not anti-porn and I'm not pro-porn. I'm somebody who believes that the porn industry can be cleaned up and be made more valid and more legitimate. I think there's a lot of criminals within it who need to just go to hell, literally. But it really bothers me that one of the organizations which is trying to become the behind-the-scenes panel of the adult entertainment industry, which is the Free Speech Coalition, the FSC, it sickens me that they, they're trying to be people who are like, oh, we're all for free speech and freedom of thought. Well, if you are, why are you attacking Shelley Lubben? She's not perfect. She probably has done some wrong. I don't know, because I have never been given all the facts. And truthfully, I don't even care to know at this point. But what I do know is that at one point in time, she did reach out to me. I don't agree with everything that she says, but I do believe that her core is being a good human being. And it sickens me that the FSC, the second in command person at the FSC, or at least the assistant to the head of the FSC's boyfriend, has gone out of his way to make a documentary of which I was basically conned into being a part of. The whole documentary, in my opinion, is completely invalid. It should not exist. For anyone to say that the FSC was not involved with that is a liar. Because when I shot my interview for that particular anti-Shelley Lubben piece, a woman who is the assistant to the head of the FSC was there. For the FSC to go ahead and bash Shelley Lubben based on her religious beliefs and her attempts to help adult performers who have decided that that's not the path that's right for them, I think it's sick. I think it's very sick. I think it's hateful. I think it shows a tremendous negative agenda. And in my opinion, it completely voids everything that they claim that they stand for. I think that people need to investigate this. They need to investigate the entire group of people and find out exactly why they are so anti-God and Jesus Christ. You don't have to believe in God and Jesus Christ. But if you're for freedom of speech, why would you try to stifle the message of the Bible? It doesn't make any sense. So how do I want to conclude this? Well, I guess today I just really wanted to let people know what my website, ChristianPornstar.com, will be all about, what this broadcast will be all about. I wanted to let people know that I am definitely not a minister. I am not asking anybody for donations. I'm just here to spread the message that if you are somebody who works in adult entertainment, whether you be a porn star, a webcam girl, someone behind the scenes, a sex worker, whatever it is that you're doing, God will not judge you for it. Jesus will not judge you for it. Allah will not judge you for it. Nobody will judge you for it if they're truly of the light. Because if you have good intentions and if you plan on doing something with your life to where you can reach out to people, help people, make the world a better place, if what you believe that you're doing is rooted in goodness, if you have faith in a higher power, then you are good enough for whatever higher power it is you believe in. In my case, it's God and Jesus Christ. In your case, it might be something else. But I want you to know that there are people out there who don't judge you and that are there for you, and that it will be much, much easier for you to leave the adult entertainment sphere if you choose to do so, if you do have faith in a higher power, and if you do believe that somebody is looking out for you, because somebody is looking out for you. You know, you might not be able to perceive them with your five senses. You might not be able to see, smell, taste, hear them. But you know in your heart that they're there. And sometimes that is what you need in order to combat negative forces trying to turn you away or draw you into something that essentially you are too good for. So now I'm going to take questions and comments from the chat room. And if you want to watch the rebroadcast of this, I will post it on ChristianPornstar.com later on this evening. And thanks for watching.